Here's your puzzle of the week. It is black to play and win. If you want to solve the puzzle on an interactive graphics board, then do click through the link to chesspuzzle.net. Otherwise, I'm going to give you the solution very soon. So let me just tell you who's playing. So Skiotis against Kaiji Soo, played in the Begonia Open in Ballarat, which is in Australia, and played in March 2026. So black to play and win. Well, you can see that the white's queen has just come to f5, hitting the rook and hitting the pawn on g5. So black needs to do something pretty forcing here. And, well, I'd say the first move is pretty obvious, to take on f3. And now the king is exposed. Now, queen c3 should transpose to the game, but there's just one little trap here. After queen c3, so the king goes back. Now, if black plays queen g3 check, that's not good enough to win. In fact, white basically survives there. After queen c3, king g2, you can play rook takes f2 and queen g3, which transposes to the game. Okay, so let me go back to the start. So bishop takes bishop, king takes bishop. So queen c3 is good enough to win if you sack on f2. But in the game, black played rook takes f2. So this is absolutely forcing. Rook takes rook. Queen e3 check. King has to go back to g2, queen g3, and king f1. So now the question is, how does black finish off from this position? Black is a rook down, and you have to get it right. Don't play rook d1 check, because the king bounces out. In fact, there's only one winning move here. Hopefully you saw this in advance. Queen h3 check. And white has a few options, but they're all losing. So first of all, an easy one, king g1, rook d1 check. And my next move. If king e1, then queen e3, and, well, for example, rook e2, queen g1 check, mate. And here, and queen g3. So in the game, after queen h3, white played rook g2 and queen h1. So if king f2, then it's all with check. So in the game, king e2 was played. Of course, you could take the rook, but this is even quicker. And rook d2 is mate. So there we go. Everything with check. So in the initial position, it's bishop takes, rook f2, and queen e3, and the tricky move is queen h3 check. Hope you enjoyed that. If you want to check out more puzzles, then do click through to chesspuzzle.net.